P.O.L. Game Review.
Yo, what up everybody? Intravenous here from P.O.L. Game Review and P.O.L. Music. Today we're going to be digging into 5 gems, quirky little gems for the PS2 that you may not have heard of. Some of them are a little rare, some of them maybe not so much, but they all have their own special gift and they're all very unique and colorful. So let's get into it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and here we go. First up, we're going to talk about Graffiti Kingdom. Graffiti Kingdom is a game that I had never heard of from Hot B and Taito, most importantly. Now, this is an action platformer with a twist. Dream it, draw it, play it. It's a 3D action RPG like no other, where you create your own heroes, modify over 220 different characters, or create your own from scratch. Create up to 144 unique characters, draw anything, wings, wheels, weapons. Give them karate moves, fire breath, and laser beams. Teach them to run, jump, gallop, and even fly. Personalize them with names and voices. Then battle your way through 21 unique worlds and return our kingdom back to normal. It seems that you were able to trade characters with friends or even challenge them in 2-player mode. I did not get into the drawing part of this. I'll probably go back and try it out, but honestly, this game has an interesting following. There's some people who really love this game. My first impression was it was kind of boring. The characters are cute. There's a little guy that looks like Domo, but he's like a dog, or maybe it's a girl actually. And you could turn in like teddy bears and monsters and all this stuff. It seems kind of like it would be a Legend of Zelda type thing with a twist that's similar to, say, Okami. Okami. But, you know, this one, I think, is going up in price. It was pretty hard for me to find, and I just kind of happened upon it for a decent price and grabbed it. And I will get back into this one, but, you know, check it out. Let me know what you think. Have you played this one before? I think the key is that you have to draw your own characters, really, because when I was playing, I was trying to jump to certain levels. My character wasn't jumping high enough. Tried turning into different creatures. They weren't doing it either. I feel like there was much more for me to learn than the gameplay that you'll see here. Next up, we have Chulip. This is from Natsume, and they're the same creators of Harvest Moon, if I'm not mistaken. And this is sort of like Harvest Moon, but instead it is a life relationship simulator. So at the very beginning of the game, you name a boy and a girl, and they appear to be getting married. Then it goes back into time, and you're moving into a new town with your father, and everybody knows you as the poor kid who just moved into town. You have no reputation. So the idea is to live through the life of your character and build a reputation so that this girl will like you in the end and you get married, I assume. In this footage, you'll see me try to give her a kiss right off the bat, and she smacks you. And you have 5 hearts. You actually have life in this. So if you kiss her 5 times in a row, and she doesn't like you yet, well, you're a goner. It's pretty amusing, and if you like this type of game, I think it's probably really awesome. I used to love Harvest Moon, and you know, if you like Animal Crossing, stuff like that, this might be right up your alley. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure this one's going up in value too, but go ahead and try to check it out. Let me know if you've heard of or played Chulip from Natsume. Alright, next up is another very unique game, and it is one of a kind, Dog's Life. Dog's Life is a game where you play the life of a dog. Quite literally, you're running around collecting scents, finding bones. It's open world. You communicate with people by doing tricks for them and, you know, helping them out. It's a little bit, maybe you might say, like that duck game, Goose Game. But takes itself a little more seriously, I suppose. In Dog's Life, no school, no chores, no clothes. It's great being a dog. This game seemed pretty fun, but it's kind of like a collect-a-thon, but you're a dog, and honestly, not my thing really. Though I did enjoy playing what I had, and I might go back to it some more just because it's so quirky. Set in the rural Midwest U.S. countryside, Dog's Life sees its hero embark on an epic journey that spans the U.S., taking in everything from ski resorts to vibrant cities along the way. Playing as the nimble-pawed protagonist Jake, a plucky pup with a nose for adventure, you'll sniff out a sinister dog-napping plot involving the canine-hating Miss Peaches and Jake's pedigree chum, Daisy. It's like an adventure game, but you're a dog. And there's a little bit of platforming. There's a little bit of simulation in there. It's very unique. This one isn't too expensive. I think it's like $30 right now. Check it out. Let me know if you've checked out Dog's Life. Next up, as far as all these being quirky gems, this one kind of has its own ranking. It's probably the most popular out of all of these, and most of you have heard of Klonoa 2, Lunatis Veil, or Lunatis Veil, or Lunatis Veil. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. The Klonoa, I've heard people say Klonoa. Klonoa, I think is how it's pronounced. The Klonoa series is a unique platforming adventure series that started out as 2D, I believe, or at least they have 2D versions, like on the Game Boy Advance. This is a 3D action platformer adventure game. And the unique, quirky thing about the Klonoa series is that you use other enemies to jump and to get new places. So if you see something that you can't reach, you go ahead and grab an enemy, and then you jump, and then you jump off the enemy, sort of, as like a double jump. A hero's work is never done. Klonoa, our long-eared pal, has stumbled on another incredible adventure. The mystical realm of Lunati, and its kingdoms are in danger of losing their peaceful balance by the sounding of a dark magical bell from a forgotten land. Join Klonoa and a new cast of friends in this daring quest to save Lunati, or Lunatia, or Lunati, and help unveil the mysteries of this enchanted world. Experience Namco's incredible combination of 3D environment with the control scheme of a 2D action platform game. Explore dozens of fascinating areas, exciting gameplay features including board riding, dynamic perceptual changes, and treacherous foes. New thrills, exciting lands, and intricate puzzles to experience. All new animation techniques and timeless gameplay. This is probably the best game out of the list. I do want to go back and play through this, see if I can beat it. It's the most conventional game in the list too. It's a 2D action platformer mixed with 3D, and you've probably played these games before. I would highly recommend this. I think this game's going up in price too, just so you know. And finally, we have quite the quirky game indeed. This one I don't believe is high in price, though I don't see it around too often, and I don't see too many people talk about it, though John Hancock talked about it recently. The Adventures of Cookie and Cream. This is very unique in that you're controlling two characters, both Cookie and Cream, at the same time. They're split in the middle, going up two different paths, and each joystick, each analog stick, controls the separate characters. So it really rattles your brain. You have to think you're moving one controller character with the left, and then you have to get the one on the right to a spot to hit a button to make it so the other character can keep going. And so it's kind of a puzzler, it's kind of a platformer, and it's definitely an adventure. The Adventures of Cookie and Cream work together to prevent hair loss. The clock is running in the massive 3D action maze game for the whole family. Cookie and Cream are off to the moon, literally. The annual festival of the moon is about to take place, but nobody can find the moon. So the adventurous rabbits vow to bring it back. Enjoy puzzling gameplay like you've never seen before, where both characters work separately and cooperatively to help each other through every trap, over each obstacle, and past some very hungry critters who would love rabbit for their dinner. Honestly, it's a blast. Official quote from US PlayStation Magazine. Get cozy for the first time ever. Two people can share the same controller during gameplay. Two modes of play: story mode for adventure, verse mode, and challenging 1 to 4 player non-stop action. Stunning 3D graphics and environments add extra dimension of the mazes and gigantic boss encounters. Verse mode features 10 characters and 8 worlds for intense 4-player competitive competition. This is a really good multiplayer game. In fact, this might be the only one on here that is multiplayer. I believe it is. Oh no, you can play 2-player in Graffiti Kingdom, but aside from that, this is your party game of all of these. It is actually pretty addictive challenging and fun and very unique. I don't think there are any other games that play quite like this. So if you haven't already, maybe think about picking up The Adventures of Cookie and Cream for the PlayStation 2. I don't believe this one's too high in price. Alright y'all, there you have it. So there's 5 more of my PlayStation 2 games from my massive collection of over 400 games. If you guys like these videos, I'll continue pumping them out. The next one I'm going to do, I believe, will be action platformers. Ones that you probably haven't heard of, like Whiplash. So thanks so much for sticking around to the end, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, because it really helps out. And don't forget to check out my music. It's out everywhere, Spotify, Pandora, yada yada yada. Just look up Intravenous. And y'all have a wonderful day and afternoon, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!
You know the shit's hard when it scars. Life dealt a hand, it's hard to handle one to get lost. Do shows, think of all the jokes you probably pissed off.